We set off from the village of Spiazzo in Val Rendena in warm spring sunshine. I always feel full of energy riding in the mornings in Italy. Maybe it's because breakfast is so heavy on sugary cakes, pastries and strong coffee. The bike path runs past a rushing stream and takes us past the sites of World War I battles. It's a little cruise, but sometimes it hugs right up against the rock faces, which makes for rather technical, difficult riding. But it is spectacular. There are wooden bridges. And once again, this fabulous bike infrastructure, segregated from the cars. You feel safe, you feel free. It's the joy of bike travel. But it's time to get going now. We've got a long way to go today, and some wide roads through the industrial communities of southern Trentino takes us ever closer to the banks of Lake Garda, a destination I've been really looking forward to seeing. We descend down towards the banks of the lake, and already, after the harsher landscapes of the northern mountains, this seems a gentler area. We're now among olive trees, fruit orchards, and even the sun feels that little bit more powerful, that little bit warmer. Everything feels, to be honest, a little less alpine and that little bit more, well, Mediterranean. Even the narrow pavement-free streets of the villages on the northern shores of the lake seem quintessentially Italian. We take a few shortcuts, not always successful shortcuts, and then, after a feast of pizza, we find ourselves climbing again with bloated stomachs. Not the perfect start in the afternoon, but the scenery makes up for that. Meadows of poppies, these beautiful trees, and the mountains in the distance. It's meditative riding, and it's simply gorgeous. Even the climbs make me smile in this part of the world. And it's worth it, of course, all that climbing for the spectacular views back over the lake with the yellow houses and the terracotta roofs. Oh, I love Italy. And then there's quite a fast descent, rushing down through the rural fields back towards the banks of that iconic lake of northern Italy. We wind up in Desenzano del Garda, which is a very romantic place for me. This is where I made a wedding proposal. And yes, to my astonishment, she said yes. Although I have to say, I'm still quite glad to get out of the rush of the tourism roads and alongside one of those historic canals that head southwards to our destination for the day, Mantova. The path is a bit busy at first and very, very, very straight. But I'm enjoying it because basically I stick right behind my friends and take none of the wind in my face. I see myself as a kind of Mark Cavendish, although I can't sprint. I let the big guys do the pulling. It is amazing, I have to repeat myself, just how good the bike infrastructure is here in northern Italy. Fresh tarmac, and it's so easy to crunch those kilometres away, which is welcome because, to be honest, I can't wait to get to Mantova. It's a sleeping beauty of a city surrounded by two lakes that form a moat around the town. And Mantova is famous for its food, which is very good news because after 8 hours of riding, I am getting very, very, very hungry.